I'm your host, Kevin Myers. Breaking news out of Loudoun County. A fake phone call has been made in support of the Julie Sisson campaign for at-large seat on the Loudoun County Public School Board. And this call is blatantly explicit and hateful. We are about to play it. Fair warning to parents with children in the room, so you may want to have them either leave or put on headphones, though they may have already been exposed to this anyway, because, again, this call was made across Loudoun County. But here is that robo.
No new message. County parents, our classrooms are being force-fed books that, if were a movie, would garner an R or a XXX rating. In the name of sexual diversity, these books are explicitly detailing fondling, masturbation, orgasms, oral sex, intercourse, sexual abuse, statutory rape, pedophilia, incest, and rape. Make no mistake, the LGBTQ extremists are grooming our kids for their agenda.
This call was blatantly explicit and also hateful, which we cannot ignore here. Now, before I go further, I do have to say that the Julie Sisson campaign has come out and said that they did not pay for this call, they did not authorize it, they did not make this call. However, the issue I take with it is still a far-right group endorsing her because they believe she has their back on this issue. Because from hearing the call, this is not the way the Democrats would attempt to smear a Republican. Just listening to it, because some people seem to... if you haven't heard the call, you may think, oh, it's Democrats are trying to take her down or something. Usually they aren't that hateful towards the LGBT community when they go after their opponents. But the problem here is that, again, it appears that the far-right group that made this call thinks that she has their back on this, that she is just as hateful as they are. But what is this about in the first place? Loudoun County recently bought a set of books to introduce into high school libraries, which would have provided books from a variety of viewpoints, including those of people in the LGBTQ community. Conservatives thought that these books, or alleged that these books were explicit, containing sex scenes and all this stuff that they were freaking out about, or attempting to say that that was the issue they had with it, instead of just coming out and saying they were homophobic, which is kind of the truth here. Because, as I'm about to get into, these are not the only explicit books in Loudoun County. There are books already in the public schools. A great example of that is Brave New World, which we read in English 10 Honors last year. The book is about a dystopian society in the future where, aside from worshiping Henry Ford for making the Model T and starting mass production, which is weird, but the citizens are encouraged to go around having wild, unprotected sex with anonymous partners and deal with the consequences later, under the influence of a drug known as soma, or a fictional drug, as far as I know, known as soma in the novel. Which, the book also does contain some of that same explicit information that they were freaking out about in the books the county is trying to buy now. The difference, one of the differences, is that that book, again, I had to read in order to pass 10th grade English. Whereas these books, you do not have to read at all if you don't want to. The other difference is that that book did not contain any gay sex. It was only about heterosexual relationships. The books they're trying to buy, some of them do involve homosexual relationships. And that's the real issue here. It's just classic homophobia. It's people who hate the LGBTQ community and are doing whatever they can to prevent their children from becoming more tolerant than they are. It's incredibly clear just from hearing that call that that's what this is about. And again, she did not authorize these calls, but these people are still endorsing her candidacy, and that is the fundamental problem here. Is that good? She came out and said the calls were explicit and not made by her, and she apologized for the inconvenience of the calls. However, all robocalls are inconvenient, and I'm sure the real ones she made were just as annoying as well. The issue here is that these are also incredibly hateful, and she has not said anything about it. So, frankly, she needs to come out and say that not only were these calls explicit, but they were also hateful, and that they do not represent her views of the LGBTQ community. Until then, she is unfit to serve on the Loudoun County School Board, because Loudoun County is a diverse county. It is home to not just straight people, but it is also home to gay people. It is home to transgender people. It is home to non-binary people. And there are also students who identify as LGBT in Loudoun County public schools. And if you want to represent them on the school board, if you want to represent students, if you want to govern what students can do with their lives, you better love all the students and not just the straight white boys. So until then, she's fundamentally unfit to serve. But if she comes out, preferably, how about now, and just Julie Sisson come out and say that this issue, that this call was not just explicit, it was hateful, and that you do not support it. That way, it is clear then that this call was entirely bogus and does not represent you whatsoever, meaning that I can say that you are just as qualified as a candidate as the Democrat running against you. I probably have some issues with you because you are Republican, but as it stands right now, you are fundamentally unfit to serve. So prove me wrong. And we'll take this video down if you do. But if you don't, this video stays up. And if you win, we will make this very difficult for you as Democrats in Loudoun County. Thanks for watching this sort of live stream. This was pre-recorded, but put up as soon as possible. It's faster than putting it together in Premiere. Like, dislike, comment below. Again, if it's hateful, you're gone. We reserve the ability to block you from commenting on future videos. So if you're a Republican and you want to argue with us, that's fine. Just make sure nothing you say is racist or sexist or homophobic. It's pretty simple rules. Thanks for watching.